Releasing overindulgence. We've all done it. Maybe in the summer you've been eating too many ice cream or attending too many barbecues, or Christmas time. We overindulge and then often we feel very bad because it doesn't have the results we want, and it's even more difficult to come back into a healthy balance after we've done it. But it's so common a trap because, ice cream is just so delicious, and who wouldn't want 3 scoops instead of just 1? So for today, this is the video releasing overindulgence. So if you've overdone it, this is the video for you. If you haven't done any of these True Unity videos before, check out True Unity Explained, or just simply follow along the steps. So the opposite of overindulgence is moderation. And I know a lot of us, when we'll step into moderation, will not feel very happy because there's so much in our lives that we need to moderate. The amount of information we get, what we eat, our sleep, work-life balance, but still moderation is so important, and it isn't called the golden path for nothing. So let's step into it. I step into moderation. So if you like me, this is not your happiest place to be because moderation, especially in the beginning, asks for a lot of work. Especially if you have never done it, actually moderating your impulses is difficult, but the results are worth it. So if you step into the moderation and you haven't slept enough, you might feel this right now, the exhaustion. If you've been eating too much, you might feel that you're a little bloated. If you've been doing too much work, you might get a headache. Moderation shows us where we're overdoing it. So just breathe in and out. And remember, moderation is your friend. Once you do it, it becomes easier and easier. And once you actually feel very blessed by the results, you understand why the Buddha said moderation is the golden path. It really helps us not to go into extremes, so our body doesn't have to go into extremes, our soul doesn't have to go into extremes. So just breathe in and out. And the more uncomfortable you are in moderation, the more you need it. So just breathe in and out and give yourself some space to relax into moderation, because that is what it should do. In the beginning, it's really closing down on impulses. But once you have created your own boundaries, once you know how to moderate yourself, it's a space that is very much at peace. Okay? So the next step is, I enjoy the peace of moderation. I enjoy the peace of moderation. I should be able to feel a more restful energy here, because it's true. If you always sleep enough, you never have to deal with being overexhausted. You never have to deal with, too much. That is why moderation is such a space of peace, because there's a lot less trouble when you moderate. That isn't to say that overindulgence is just such a bad thing. Sometimes, a little exhilaration can be good. But if we do it too much, or if we do it in such a way that it actually damages us, this is not a good idea. So that is why accepting the joys of moderation is such a good idea. Just breathe in and out. And then let's take a step further and love moderation. When you love moderation, it becomes a lot easier to live a healthy and happy and wonderful life. It's much easier to be successful, you have less trouble, and you still have joy. All right, so I love my moderation. I love my moderation. And understand what that is. Your moderation should be a loving signal to yourself saying, no, I don't need a 3 scoops of ice cream and feel bloated. No, I don't need to sleep at 1 a.m. I need to sleep at 10 and wake up refreshed. It's a sense of love towards yourself, because when we moderate ourselves and we don't do too much and we don't overindulge, we're happier, healthier, and successful. And that is also, of course, what I want for you. If you have any problems with overindulgence or other kind of things where you feel you're doing too much, just hit me up for a free intake and don't forget to subscribe to the channel.